Have you ever truly pondered the difference between freedom and independence? I know freedom and independence are often used interchangeably. In fact, most people don't really see a difference between them. I want to make a distinction, and maybe it's just my own personal observation, but I do find that freedom generally is purchased by somebody else. Maybe it's the wars that have gone on before. Maybe it's the bail money that was paid by somebody else. Maybe it was just buying your opportunity to go to college or helping you with the entrance exams to get into college, or maybe it was just paying for the application and the drug test to get the job. But the freedom to act on those things often is paid for by somebody else. Not always, but most of the time. Independence, on the other hand, that's your price to bear. Welcome to Leading Leaders Podcast, 5-minute videos, 5 days a week. I'm Loren Norris with Leading Leaders Podcast. I think a lot of people struggle with the idea that now that I have freedom, everything is supposed to come easy. Now that I have the freedom to choose, the freedom to do what I want to with my body, what I want to with my education, what I want to with my career, now that I have the freedom in all of those things, I should see results. I should see success. I should see opportunity that's coming right around the corner to me. I should see a win. In fact, I should see the same outcome as anybody else who has freedom. And yet when it doesn't come, it seems like a blow to the ego, like a devastating loss. When I have equal freedom to somebody else and we don't have the same results, I don't get it. Why is it that we are equally free? We have equal opportunity, if you will, and yet I'm still restrained. What's holding me back? There are a lot of different theories that begin right there, that begin right at that question. What's holding me back if I'm supposed to have equal freedom to everybody else? And those theories abound in every direction. Some of them answer that question. Some of the theories answer that question. Well, you're held back because of skin color, or because of educational limitations, or because of the part of the world that you grew up in, or because of your IQ level, or the list goes on and on and on and on. I've been listening recently to Dr. Thomas Sowell. He has a unique way of thinking for a young man who grew up as a Marxist by his own choice. But then even after studying under Dr. Milton Friedman about economics, still held on to some Marxist ideas, and then wasn't until he finished his postgraduate work and took his first job in Chicago working for the government that he decided these observations don't make sense. See, the idea is that just because we're all free on an equal playing field means that we're all going to have equal results. That doesn't exist anywhere in nature. What does seem to prove results is that regardless of what your origins are, the harder you work, the greater your results. The more effort you put in, the greater your results. See, I could give the keys to my 4-year-old grandson and say, hey, go move my truck. And I might even give him all the permission in the world to go move my Suburban. And by putting the keys in his hand, he has the tools necessary to do moving the truck. But he's not fully independent. He doesn't have a license to drive it. He doesn't have the skills. He can't even reach the pedals. So just because I've given him the freedom to do it doesn't mean he's mastered the techniques or the skills necessary to live out the freedom he's been given. And I think the challenge for many is that we get trapped in the idea that just because I have freedom, I should have equal results. Because I'm free to choose, that whatever choices I make should be honored and acknowledged, and those choices should have great outcomes. And the reality is, independence lies on the backside of the choices that we make, not the freedoms that we have. The outcomes in our life, those are paid for, not in our freedoms, but on our independence. And our independence is the result of the choices that we make. When freedom hands you everything on the buffet, and you choose to eat everything on the buffet, you will be free to be overweight and suffering with all kinds of medical diseases. because you ate everything on the buffet. Choosing instead to eat those things which are healthy, those things which are going to be beneficial, choosing to partake in those things which are going to promote your well-being. Those are the choices you have to make. And freedom lets you make any of those choices. Independence demands that you be strategic in those choices. Independence demands that you apply yourself diligently. Independence demands that you find an education and a career and an opportunity that matches your skill sets and your desires. Freedom implies that you have every opportunity in the world, but independence requires that you have every responsibility for yourself. Freedom is a gift, often paid for by others. Independence, that's our own price to bear. You may be free already and not yet independent because you haven't paid the price yourself for the independence that you seek. I'm Loren Norris with Leading Leaders Podcast for Tell It Like It Is TV. Have a blessed day. Subscribe now for our extensive video library of leadership lessons promoting faith, family, and freedom.